Hey guys, Ray from loveyourrv.com. So I'm back today with another video from our recent getaway trip. We took 7 days and decided to visit various areas of the south coast. Wanted to visit some family in Nanaimo and Vancouver. I took along the video camera and shot some footage along the way. So I put together a series of videos. You can check for a playlist link in the description. You'll find one video here in Nanaimo where I took a stroll along a nice park called Neck Point Park. Also, I showed you the ferry trip from Nanaimo down to Tawasin, and the last video I showed you from Horseshoe Bay over to Gibsons. We wanted to explore the Sunshine Coast. I haven't been there for many years, decades in fact, and I've never gone over here with an RV or done any camping. So we didn't take the RV, we left it in storage because first I wanted to scout out the area. It's a very rugged coast, a lot of windy roads and a lot of forest and mountains, so I wasn't sure what to expect and what size of RV you can get away with over there. In this video I'm going to show you several places we stopped. We spent the day sort of on the south coast here. There's the southern Sunshine Coast and then the northern Sunshine Coast, and it's split up by a ferry ride over from Earls Cove to Saltery Bay. So we started out in Gibsons and headed up the coastline, and we've been told that Roberts Creek Provincial Park was really nice. So we went down there, and I have some footage from the beach down here, beautiful beach. Then we cruised along and we stopped at near Jervis Bay here and took some more beach footage, another really nice beach. This little town of Sechelt is kind of unique. You can see how it's kind of in between the ocean and an inlet, and there's actually no connection between it. And it's quite a large inlet. You can see you'd have to go in here through Jervis Inlet and around and down Sechelt Inlet just to get to the other side of town if you're going by boat. So we wanted to check out Porpoise Bay Provincial Park campground, and that turned out to be really nice. I have some footage of the campsites in there and also the beautiful little beach they have down in front of the campground at the provincial park. After that we decided we were going to go into Sechelt, but there was a huge farmers market going on there and it was just jammed, so we decided to skip that and continue on. We were more looking for the natural spots. So we stopped at Sargeant Bay Provincial Park, and that was another really nice beach. And they also have some nice hiking trails to go into the forest, and there's kind of a estuary area, really a lot of wildlife around there. Next we wanted to go check out a place Anne had been in her boat before called Secret Cove. And you can see here, we actually drove all around here, and the problem is driving around you don't actually see much because you're kind of in the forest and you just see glimpses of the coast. It's really spectacular if you come in by boat into these little arms and inlets all over the place. But anyway, we drove down to this Secret Cove and have a little footage along the waterfront there. After that we continued up the coast, and it was starting to get near the end of the day, and we had to catch the ferry because we had booked a hotel in Powell River that we had to get to. So we went up to this Earls Cove, and just in time to catch the ferry. And it's a beautiful ferry ride through the Jervis Inlet here and the spectacular Coast Range mountains all around. So I have a couple really nice clips of that scene as we went through on the ferry there, and then we land in Saltery Bay to finish up the video. So I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. We're gonna also have a video of some footage up from our time spent in the Powell River area and all the way up to Lund near the kind of the drop and Savory Island. We didn't get on Savory Island, but we have some footage from Lund up here, so stay tuned for that. So we spent last evening in Gibsons. It's in funky town, just a small town. Walked around. There's lots of touristy type shops, lots of interesting art. some nice restaurants. But today we're headed up towards Powell River, so we're going to meander up the coast, and we wanted to check out some of the more natural spots. And a highly recommended one was this place called Roberts Creek Provincial Park. So let's grab the video camera and give you a look at the beach. It's supposed to be a really beautiful ocean beach with views across to Vancouver Island. It's a beautiful day today. We can see a long way, so we can actually see right across to Nanaimo. There's Anne having her morning coffee on a log. Gorgeous. See, I'll zoom across the strait there to Vancouver Island. Should be able to pick up Nanaimo where we started off on the ferry earlier. So we're right beside the highway, just before it heads into Seashelt. Right about there is Seashelt. We're going to go into that little town and explore it, but we're going to go check out a place called Porpoise Bay Provincial Park. Have a look there, look at the campsites, and continue on up the coast. Here's a map of the coast. There's a ferry trip we took from Horseshoe Bay over to Langdale, down to Gibson's, and today we stopped at Roberts Creek, and we've just made it to Seashelt and driven up to this Porpoise Bay Provincial Park. We wanted to stop here because it's open year-round, and it looks like it's a fairly big campground, so we're just going to drive through, scout out the spots where possibly if the cougar can come up here and stay. Looks like it's got a beach area down there. Maybe we'll go check that out as well. It's right on the Secret Inlet. So there's some pretty decent sized sites in here. Doesn't look like there's any services at all or anything like that, but fairly large, easy to access sites. Some might have a little issues with leveling but they're nicely laid out. Something like that would be no problem. And this off on shoulder season time of the year seems to be lots of places to camp. There's a Class A stuffed in there, small one. So here's the beach at Porpoise Bay Provincial Park. Pretty beach on the Seashell Inlet. So the inlet comes from the ocean, but way up around you have to get in from the ocean. And it comes all the way down. The inlet comes all the way down, almost back to the ocean again. Right over there, the little town is Seashell, and on the other side is the ocean, but there's no pathway between the two. Kind of interesting. So I guess in the summer the water really heats up in the inlet here and you can swim in the ocean. Interesting, across the way there we spotted an old boat anchored, and it looks to be an old BC ferry someone maybe bought as a scrap and painted it up, using it as their liveaboard. Now we've moved up the coast a bit to another beautiful beach called Sargeant Bay Provincial Park. Another pebbly type beach. Lots of wildlife around. There's a blue heron in there. There's bald eagles around. Lots of driftwood on the beach. And behind here is a kind of an estuary and swampy area. And you can take hiking trails that go off into the forest there. Pretty spot. We're just exploring Secret Cove. We came down to check out this marina and wanted to check it out for boating. You can see it comes down this narrow little inlet. Thin, thin, thin. Right to the end here. Really sheltered spot though. So we're boarding another ferry at Earls Cove, and we're gonna go over to Saltery Bay and then up to Powell River. This is the amazing view from the ferry terminal. The mountains, coast mountains here. Jagged peaks. Just gorgeous.
ferries. We look forward to seeing you again.